Welcome to the Sports Bros Podcast, featuring the almighty B-Live, the money man Scotty D, and your host, the head of creative Eddie Cool. The Sports Bros Podcast, by the fan, for the fan, talking sports just the way you like it. And without any further ado, let's give it up for the Sports Bros. We talking sports. Oh, for the first time in forever, the Sports Bros Podcast have returned to Tuesday. You see us waving at you, you know who it is. It's your boy Eddie Cool, and this is another episode of the Sports Bros Podcast, your favorite sports podcast. Hope everybody had a wonderful and nice Easter weekend. I do that thing called work, but the bills got to be paid somehow because I'm out here in these streets. Enough of my incoherent rambling. Y'all know I can't do this by myself. I have not only one, but two of the best co-hosts in the world. Introducing first, the almighty B-Live.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Oh my goodness. Springtime, even though it didn't act like springtime, this weather's been ridiculous this weekend. And man, we really felt it in Augusta. Good Lord, trees falling down, wind all over the place. Here in North Carolina, it went from 80 to 40 in 2 hours. I was mad because I stepped outside and I wasn't prepared. And Lord God above, He knows what He does. But man, North Carolina weather is something else. But I digress. Masters, NBA, NHL, UFC, baseball. We are loaded with sports this week. But go ahead. I'm not the only one on the show. Go ahead and introduce the other guy. I guess you got to get in where he can fit in or something like that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, funny that you said you're loaded. That's funny.
Oh boy! Before I gotta put the train back on the tracks. Introducing the other guy. He is pound for pound the toughest lunch lady, ma'am, sir, person, whatever he decides to be this week. This side of the Mississippi and in all of Washington County, he is the one, the only, the money man, Scotty D.
Bruce on Buffer the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is doing podcasts with my friends, and I just can't wait to get on the road again.
Yeah.
Remix.
Just got off the road, boys. I was at Myrtle Beach, and that's all you can really do with that song. Yeah, man. Got to see the local legend, Uncle Max, while I was down there. Got to experience Beast Ninja, the new and improved Beast Ninja, where I used to work when we started doing this podcast. I got to experience very nice hot weather on Thursday and Friday early, and then Friday night it was like 35 degrees colder. So all the seasons, got to experience all the seasons, summer, winter, spring, and fall down there at Myrtle Beach this past weekend. But hey, man, guys, it was like you said, B-Live, it was quite a weekend for sports. And let's not ramble. Let's get right on into the biggest story of the weekend, Eddie Cool.
All right, let's quit BSing and hop right into it. The top of the order. All right, let's get this thing started. Here it is, the top of the order. The Masters was this weekend, a tradition unlike any other. Did I get it right, Scotty D?
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Yeah, shout out to Jim Nantz, one of the best to ever do it. John Rahm, the Spaniard from Spain. John Rahm wins it. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I do that thing called work, which gets in the way of what I really want to do, but hopefully one day that'll change. That will change. Scotty D, the Masters informed the world, including yours truly, what
happened was John Rahm was way better than everybody else. And I say that on his very first hole, he 4-putted. He began the tournament at 2 over par and then was 14 under for the next 71 holes. And he was easily the best player in the field. And guys, I tell you, well, first of all, let me say this. I predicted Rory and he didn't make the cut. And that was surprising because early in the tournament was when that course was gettable. there was several guys that shot 7 under par on Thursday when the weather was beautiful and the course was set up for success. I mean, it was playing, the greens were playing soft, and you could get the course, you could score, and it was like that pretty much on into Friday. And I don't know what was going on with Rory, why he struggled. I don't know if it was the mental pressure he puts on himself of trying to complete the career Grand Slam, but he was not a factor in this at all. But Jon Rahm just slow and steadily climbed up the leaderboard while Brooks Koepka jumped out and seized the lead. Brooks Koepka looked awesome. He looked like vintage 2017, 18, 19 Brooks Koepka for the first couple days. And then the weather got bad, and then we had to take a little break there on Saturday because it was rainy and cold. And then this was actually a little bit of a break against Koepka because, you know, some days you go out, play golf, and you're on fire. You shoot great, and you hate walking off the course. Probably the way Phil Mickelson felt on the 18th hole on Sunday because he went out and shot lights out. He probably hated walking off the course because he was in the zone. And that's how Koepka was early. But he wasn't that way on Sunday, and Rahm was, and Rahm had the benefit of playing 30 holes. Now, I say benefit, that's a lot of golf. Was it 30 holes? He played at 18. I think he picked up
20. It's 30.
Well, okay, so
he
30.
Was
playing well, and that helped him to pick up a little bit of traction as he ended his third round, and he maintained that. He was playing very well, and really this thing was over early. As soon as Koepka had his second bogey, I think Rahm went right by him, and he never looked back. He never relinquished the lead. Now, he had a couple other surges. Like I said, Mickelson had a push, and Spieth had a push, but it was never really in danger. Jon Rahm just was simply the best golfer out there this weekend, and it was a good leaderboard. I mean, look at the names that were up there. Mickelson tied for second, Koepka, Spieth, Sam Bennett, he faded a little bit, the amateur, but it was really a good leaderboard for the most part. I mean, a lot of big names out there, but it was just the best guy on this weekend won it. Much deserved. B.
Man, the thing, like, and you already alluded to it. I want to put this into perspective. To play 30 holes of golf in one day. I'm just going to do a quick little estimation. That's over 6 miles, around about 6 miles up and down, left and right. Here we go around here, come around the mountain when it comes to how much land you're covering, how many holes you're covering. 30 holes. That's a lot.
On a very hilly golf course, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of the best did not make it. Of course, I mean, I hate to say that Tiger Woods made the cut. But man, when you start off the first 7 holes of the third round being 6 over, something just isn't. The math ain't mathing, as some of the kids might say.
His body's not cut out for this anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last one. If he does come back, I think it would only to break that cut record that he tied this year, to try to do that one more time. But I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy watching Tiger go out there and limp around. And they show every shot. They show him bite a piece of fruit or sign a scorecard or tie his shoes. I mean, even at this stage, he's getting a lot of camera time, well more than he should. But Freddie Couples made a cut.
Yes, he did.
63 years old.
So and speaking of elder statesman, speak of Phil Mickelson. Jesus, he was on a tear the fourth round, and he put the pressure on everybody except for Jon Rahm. And he was just sitting in the clubhouse with 8 under, and he ended up, him and Koepka tied for second with Rahm, of course, running with. But the key element was the fact that at one moment of time, Koepka was 4 strokes ahead of Jon Rahm and ended up 4 strokes behind him in one day. We were talking back and forth like how one hole can change the whole dynamic, but it was one of those things where Koepka kept shooting himself in the foot. Just his putts weren't there, his short game wasn't there, and I don't know if you call it fatigue. Never got into a rhythm that last day, but yeah, it was just like, and And I'm gonna go ahead and say it as much as Scotty D does not like to talk about it. It was literally PGA versus LIV. It was.
We can talk about. I'm game for talking about it for sure.
It was absolute man. Like 3 of the top 5 in the Masters were live golf players. The whole talk about live golf is a competitive, it's a money grab, da da da. They may have made a statement, and especially one Phil Mickelson, because I wrote Phil Mickelson off. I wrote him completely off. I said they paid him all this money. He ain't done a thing on a golf course when on the live golf tour. I was like, why did y'all pay him this money again? And then I was like, after it's all said and done, I might have to download the CW app. I'm genuinely curious. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to all the people that are listening out there. It does not have to be live versus PGA.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not.
It does. It became the story. There's no way it can't be. These guys were planning. They were planning on having all the live golfers go out there and mob the green. Had one of their guys won. They talked about like the unification at the dinner. We talked about the dinner. Greg Norman, was not invited. It has to be this way. It does not have to be. The lines were drawn in the sand. It has to be.
You know why the lines are drawn in the sand? It's because it makes them money. Controversy is the fruit of profit in this country. It's without question. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Here's the thing.
They're selling out for the money. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, he got a point. Can't deny that.
On both sides. You think the PGA ain't capitalizing on this? They're literally they see what the live golf tour is doing. They're like, oh,
man,
we're gonna do the same thing in 2024.
They are going to take a couple of their rules, but that doesn't help their ratings. People watch the Masters every year, no matter what.
But here's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about the Masters. It's not a PGA event. It's a golf event.
But people are watching PGA events more than they're watching the CW and watching
live. Of course.
They're watching it more.
Here's the quintessential argument. That's why.
Brooks Koepka would be wearing a green jacket under live rules because they only played 3 rounds.
Oh, here we go.
He only used to play in 54 holes now. He got tuckered out.
But Phil Mickelson, went 72 strong. He just didn't do well the first 2 rounds. But let me finish my argument, if you will allow me to. It doesn't have to be this way. We can celebrate both. We can celebrate the tradition of the PGA and the newcomer, the live golf. It's great for golf. It's absolutely great for golf. And that's what this is one thing that I don't understand. Like, how do we spend so much time being pitted against each other when we could just enjoy good golf? That's what we saw. We saw good golf with both programs, both putting up a strong fight. Your golden boy Rory McIlroy didn't even make the cut, but he's supposed to be the face of the PGA. But then he did terrible. John Rahm said, "You know what?
Dustin Johnson, Masters champion."
True, right? John Rahm said, "You know what? Y'all forgot about me. I'm the #1 golfer in the world. Hey, I'm here. Let me show you how I do things." It was just great golf. I like the excitement. I love PGA live. If what PGA needs to do is to stop this whole banning the live golfers. Let the boys play. Let them play. There's a couple of scheduling conflicts. There's going to be a couple of scheduling conflicts. But heck, Rory McIlroy has already dropped out of the next golf event that he's obligated to be in. He's already said he's not doing it, and he's going to lose out on money.
You can't let live golfers on your tour whenever they're competing against you.
You can let them do whatever. You can let them do whatever you want. You're just sore.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
You're just so.
You don't let the competitors do that in any business model. You just don't do that. But to say that this was such a big deal, like this was such a great story. Okay, 3 out of the top 5 there were live golfers. Mickelson, multi-time Green Jacket winner, Koepka, 4-time major winner, Jordan Reed, or Patrick Reed.
Yep.
Patrick Reed, former Masters winner. So these are good golfers. This isn't like some upstart organization that invaded the PGA and got in, made this statement. There's no statement. These are guys that are supposed to be at the top. They just chose to go on and play some other half-ass tour. And
here it is.
There it is, right there. Half-ass tour. Hey, I'll tell you what. If it's gonna get to this point, damn it, if WCW versus the NWO could happen, and if the invasion and the WWE could happen, I'm like, you know what? Even though
you tell me WWE versus AEW, or just having both programs, not necessarily pitting against each other, it just elevates the sport of wrestling, just like it elevates the sport of golf, just like the XFL elevates the NFL. They're going to make rule changes because of the XFL. XFL is the playing ground for it. And he hates to hear that. But it's innovative. It's wonderful. It's great for the sport.
All right.
It's awesome.
All right.
It's awesome. Next week, I'm going to watch a PGA event, and them dudes ain't going to be there. Why? Because they chose to split. So.
And just because PJ's stubborn, it's not going to be as good as golf. It could be better golf, but it's
fine. It's fine.
All right, moving right along. Let's go ahead Let's go ahead and talk about these here NBA playoffs. Because I'm hoping that Scotty D won't be Rudy Gobert and B-Live won't be the Anderson kid and ain't nobody throwing no punches. I'm not gonna be that dumb kid that punched the wall in the hallway. Okay, the wall don't push back. The wall.
Allow me.
Here we go.
Allow me.
There it is.
Hashtag.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Money man rant,
baby. Let's get it.
Minnesota in a move highly criticized by me give up 4 number 1 picks and a protected pick or a pick swap, basically 5 number 1 picks for Rudy Gobert. And I made this face when they did it in the first place for Rudy Gobert to get him to the promised land. And they're trying to get in. Now, all he did was achieve a play-in game, and he can't play in it because in the last game of the season, he punches a teammate while some other clown breaks his hand punching a wall. This is what you give up all those picks for this? They could have done this. They could have got to the play-in round without Rudy Gobert. Come on. This is ridiculous.
And I was going to allude to that because this is a hot mess. Man, oh man!
And they're playing the Lakers.
They're playing the Lakers.
Who are suddenly good. They're good now.
That's a de facto win. And man, oh man! Tuesday, as this is being released, Tuesday is the play-in tournament. And fellas, we got some very intriguing matchups to say the least. Like once again, the play-in tournament allows some under 500 teams to make it, but it is what it is. You got the Lakers versus the Timberwolves. You got the New Orleans Pelicans against the OKC Thunder. What's that guy? That hyphenated dude, Gilgis Alexander.
Shai Gilgeous Alexander, SGA, Mr. 30 points a clip.
Yeah, man, oh man.
Bad.
It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting because whoever wins against the Lakers and Timberwolves will face those upstart Memphis. Can you imagine Memphis versus Minnesota? Just there'll be like no defense. It'll be just scoring on top of scoring.
I gotta believe the Lakers are winning, right? It's gonna be Lakers.
Yeah, I know. I just want,
but he want that action from last year. That's what he want. He want him to run it back from last year.
But you will have some star power. LeBron James versus Ja Morant, the newly invented Ja Morant, putting all that stuff behind him. He's been playing good basketball since he's gotten back.
Good for him.
Then you got the Pelicans versus the Thunder. The winner of that game will face the loser of the Lakers Timberwolves. The loser of the Pelicans Thunder will be going to the house. On the other side, in the Eastern Conference, got the Miami Heat. The Heat, mind you, the Miami Heat won their division, but they're in the play-in. They're going against the Atlanta Hawks, and then you got the Toronto Raptors going against the Chicago Bulls.
I'm not
Bulls
excited for
10th
that
place.
at all. I'm not excited about that.
Yeah, you're not excited. Oh, now you don't want to play
Not
in
not
tournament.
no, I'm not excited about the Bulls game. That Bulls and Raptors. I'm not excited about that. Here's what. Let me just skip all that opening round nonsense and tell you what intrigues me.
Yeah, go for it.
I got a feel for the Sacramento Kings. This is a franchise that used to be outstanding, but could never get quite over that Lakers hump. And then they've had a playoff drought of 15 years? They haven't been to the playoffs in 15 years. 16. And now they're a young 16 years. They're a young, exciting team. And who do they draw in the first round? Who do they got?
They got the Golden State
Warriors. They got Golden State. And they're going to lose. They're going to lose.
The ridiculously hot goal. Did you see what Golden State did the last game of the season to make sure that they did not end up in the play-in tournament? They scored 55 points in their first quarter. I think they were playing Portland. Of course, Portland benched everybody. But to score 55 points in the first quarter, 157 points total. They wanted to make sure that they were like, hey, just to let y'all know, y'all may think we're not that good on the road, but we are still the reigning, defending national champions. And man, oh man, Sacramento better learn how to play just the slightest bit of defense, because I don't think they want to go up in a scoring contest against the Golden State Warriors.
Rehearsal's over, baby. The light just came on for the
right.
Rehearsal is over. I mean, all they had to do is get into the tournament.
I like and Scotty D, I want to do this. I'm glad that you mentioned that intriguing matchup. That my intriguing matchup is just because I like just a little bit of like forbearance or like foresight in this matter. And I do watch some of the talking heads in the AM. I do watch First Take. I do watch Get Up. I do watch Skip and Shannon. I watch First Things First. I watch all those. Someone's biggest fears may come to fruition. And I can't wait to see this matchup. I can't wait to see Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers go against the New York Knicks, because Stephen A. Smith has been saying for years that they should have picked up Donovan Mitchell. The Knicks should have picked up Donovan Mitchell. And now Donovan Mitchell will be in a premier spot to eliminate the Knicks. And I would love to see the blow up when it happens, if it happens. I'm going to be watching that one more than anything. But, man, you're going to have the Brooklyn Nets without all of their stars and now sitting in sixth. What are they going to do against the 76ers? It's going to be interesting.
Scotty said lose.
Do you think anybody's stopping Milwaukee or Boston in the East?
I think it's got to come down to them two, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if Philly is going to do it, they have to do it this year, because they have not gotten past the second round. They got to beat somebody. They got to get into that Eastern Conference final. But here's something that to me that's perhaps the most interesting team out of all this is a team that didn't make it, and that's the Dallas Mavericks. This is a team that was in the Western Conference Finals a year ago. They were just a couple wins away from playing for the chip. Earlier this year, when they were 7 games over 500, they said, we're going for it. We're getting Kyrie. They bring in Kyrie. And in the last game of the season, they tank on purpose. They sit everybody. They tanked on purpose. And everyone says, you can't tank in the NBA anymore. We got playing games, all that. They had a chance to play themselves in. Now, they didn't tank the season before because they went in to get Kyrie. I mean, so they obviously were thinking he's going to spark our team, and he might be the missing piece, and we're going to be back in that championship position again. But they tanked on purpose the last night. They even admitted it. Jason Kidd said this was an order from above. This wasn't even my decision. They played Luka because it was Slovenia night or something like that, which is unbelievable. Last night of the season, he only played
the first quarter.
Yeah. He made the appearance because people from is that where he is, Slovenia? What like he came to
Well,
watch it? But,
he from somewhere over
there somewhere. Yeah, he from over there somewhere.
But why would you have that game like earlier? Because if there chances are coming into this game at the beginning of the season, you would thought that last game of the season might not matter, and we would rest Luka on that night. I mean, you would assume Dallas was going to be better than this, but they tanked it, man. And you know why they tanked it? Did you hear this? The reason they did this?
Why was that?
The protected
pick.
Yeah.
This is payback for Kristaps Porzingis. So if they made that tournament, they would have been picking 11th or higher, and they would lose the pick. And they're up against the cap, and they can't get anybody new unless they keep that top 10 pick. And how many top 10 picks are going to turn your pick 10's not turning this team back into they're not setting sail the correct course next year because they get pick 10 next year. This is a mess, man. This is
they're under an investigation again by the NBA.
How long is this investigation going to take? They already said they already said. Jason Kidd said this is orders from the higher ups. We're resting guys on night 82.
They were still in. They were still in. They weren't in, but they still had a chance. I'm like,
they didn't want in.
Wow.
Hey, they may not have got in anyway. They might have played everybody and still not got in. But I think, and I didn't see this game, but I think they had like a 15-point lead or something that they blew, and whoever they played, I don't know, had a chance. They had a chance to win this game at the end of the game. I don't know. It's what a mess.
Hell, if that's the case, you don't need to be in the playoffs any damn way. You're gonna blow a 15-point game on the last day of the season knowing you need to get in.
They don't want it. They didn't want in. They didn't want in.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't.
But it was clear as day. It was clear as day that Jason Kidd or Mark Cuban, whoever made the call, didn't believe that this team was going to win at all. So
right? Yeah.
Screw it. Which is
would rather have a couple days off.
You're not allowed to do that. But Mark Cuban said, "All right, I'll just sign another check to the NBA." Shoot, they messed around and take a draft pick away from him anyway. Yeah. Man, if that happens, I guarantee you, I'm just going to take my phone. Whenever it happens, I'm just going to put myself in selfie position. And I'm going to film myself laughing my entire ass off. I'm a pretty big dude. So
that's a big laugh. That's a big laugh.
I would laugh if they did all of this and end up losing that draft pick because of them tanking.
Where is Porzingis, by the way? Is he still on the team?
No, he's in Washington.
Oh,
yeah. Is he? Yeah, he's somewhere else. He's somewhere else.
What a mess. What an
hot mess.
Yeah, Dallas is just a mess. But moving right along, fellas, let's go ahead and talk about the UFC real quick, Scotty D. I saw some. B-Live, you didn't see much. Scotty D probably saw all of it. Scotty D, give me some takeaways from UFC, buddy.
Oh, man, that was one of the most exciting things I've ever seen in UFC. The Israel Adesanya regaining his middleweight championship against Michael Pereira. Now, if you don't know much about the history with this, Israel Adesanya, before going into the UFC, was in kickboxing, and Pereira was his big rival there. And the first time they fought, Pereira won, I believe it was decision. And the second time, Adesanya nearly knocked the guy out before the end of the first round, only to himself get knocked out by Pereira in a later round. So he was actually controversial, loss the first time. Second time was winning and lost. And then this guy eventually was watching Adesanya dominate the UFC and decided he was going to try MMA. And he comes in and he looks like a destroyer. And he got fast tracked to the championship match with Adesanya. And Adesanya was schooling him in the first fight, winning the first 4 rounds, only to get knocked out in the 5th round. Very similar to what happened to him in the kickboxing. So Adesanya, being the warrior, said, I want this rematch as quick as possible. I know I made mistakes. And he came in this fight. First round was a little bit pretty nondescript. Adesanya probably won it with a little bit more activity, but this guy was beating his legs with hard leg kicks, which was a successful tactic in the first fight. And in the second round, Adesanya saw an opening where he allowed him to get pushed back to the cage, play a little possum, and then boom, 2 overhand rights and 1 for good measure on the ground, and it was lights out. And it was pandemonium. I mean, the roof came off the place down there in Miami. It was so exciting. because it was redemption for Adesanya, who I think is a highly intelligent fighter, very exciting fighter, very likable fighter because he's busy. He fights 3 times a year. He carries the torch for UFC pretty well. And I was rooting for him, and to see him overcome the one guy, his big demon, that was really, really exciting. Eddie, you say you were watching it as well. Did you see it?
Yeah, I was watching, man. My favorite part of the fight, because we were sitting there, I was like, okay, well, he lost that round. Well, he gonna lose this. All right, what you gonna do? So finally, he got in there, like you said, he got him up against the cage. So as he saw us opening, he clubbed him one good time, and like you said, he hit him one good time, and on the ground hit him for good measure, and then he hit him with his own celebration, hit him with his own bow and arrow, and then the third time was like, yeah. And I was like, wow. And
yeah,
just
his emotions came running through.
Yeah, just to know the backstory behind it, man, was good, man. Israel Adesanya, man, the last style bender, the dude is back. Go ahead,
I got a question because I did not get it. I saw Twitter absolutely explode after this match, and then I definitely see why and everything. I have a question outside of this match, though. Jorge Masvidal, has he done anything outside of that high knee?
He had a great year in 2019. He beat Darren Till, who was a very skilled fighter, very tough competitor. He threw that knee. That was the life changer. And then later the year, he had the BMF fight with Nate Diaz, in which he won. And I don't think he's won since. He's lost to Kamaru Usman twice. He lost to Colby Covington once, and then he lost this fight on Saturday night to
Gilbert Burns.
Yeah. And that was not a surprise because Gilbert Burns, I think, at this point is superior. And Masvidal said as much afterwards. He said, this is kind of like whenever you watch one of your favorite NBA players towards the end of his career, he doesn't quite have the shots anymore, or your quarterback loses arm strength. He said, he said, I just don't feel like I have this, what I used to have in here. So he all but announced his retirement. He didn't come right out and say, but pretty much I think that's going to be it. And he's done well for himself beyond fighting, right. And he actually has his own boxing promotion, I believe now. The what's it called? The
Game Bread.
The Game Bread, promotions. Game Bread, that's his nickname. Game Bread Promotions. They had the fight last week, actually, if I'm not mistaken. The Roy Jones Jr. fight, the debacle with Roy Jones Jr. Yeah, he fought Anthony Showtime Pettis last week in one of those cross promotion fights. But
we completely bypassed that. I was like,
we
talked about it a few months.
And I watch as much as I can, but even I didn't watch that one.
Hey, so Scotty D, what would Greg Olson have to say about that fight with Roy Jones and the other guy? What would Greg Olson have to say about it?
Yeah, even I didn't watch that one.
Greg Olson, we're doing this every week now. I'm on your side. I'm on your side, Olson. I am disappointed in my fellow Panther. I don't even know what's going on.
I mean, it's silly as hell. Just ask Greg Olson. Greg Olson, what you think about the fight? What you got to tell us, Greg?
Yeah, even I didn't care about that fight. I don't think anybody did. It was just really not worth watching at all.
Yeah, Bilal, like you said, Twitter, everything was blowing up. I was on Twitter. I was on Twitter. I was on Instagram. I just put my phone down and grabbed my boybin, and I was good to go. But fellas, as I look at my cell phone, because I have yet to get a watch. Kids, don't play with your watches in the water. Guess what time it is?
What time is it? What's going on? What's happening?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It is time once again for our favorite portion of the show, the choices of the voices. And with that being said, hey, old button, hit it. Choices of the voices coming up after this.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.
Once again, thank you to the wonderful Land. Scotty D, watch your ears.
Ever so lovely.
Miss Button for introducing our favorite portion of the show. You guessed it, the choices of the voices. We ask you the question, you give us the answer, and depend on how you answer this question depends on our response. So don't get mad. It's all good, clean fun. Scotty D, what's on tap for this week's choices of the voices?
All right, this week we asked what sports venue you would like to visit that you have not yet been to. And I said if you'd like to throw one in that you actually have been to, you'd like to share that with us, that would be cool too. But mostly we were just looking to see a place you'd like to go see a sporting event that you have not made it to yet. Eddie, cool? Some of these responses were okay. Some of these were a little bit whack.
Yep, just throw it out there real quick. SummerSlam is going to be in Detroit. Just to throw that out there, fellas. Live softball SummerSlam Detroit. All right, so here we go. We got
beautiful Detroit. Beautiful Detroit.
Yeah. Unless you go to
summertime.
Yeah. Unless you go to, never mind. We love you, Detroit. We really do. All right. All right, Trey Dizzle.
We can say whatever we want. Nobody's listening in Detroit. We can say whatever we want about them. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. Trey Dizzle, go ahead.
Detroit treated us very well. We're not gonna. They treated us very well.
No, they treat us real well. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, Trey Dizzle. He said anywhere Dak Prescott isn't playing.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Trey? I don't normally do this. I usually go for your shenanigans. But you're usually way more creative than this. I would have at least
he must have been in a hurry.
Yeah. He must have been in a hurry or something. Like I would have figured he said, I would like to visit the hospital where some
foolishness.
I mean, if we're gonna let you bring the shenanigans, I'm gonna need a little bit more creativity from you. So therefore, Trey Dizzle, 2 minutes. Penalty box. Yes, sir.
Hey, you know what? Trey Dizzle ain't got no time for this, man, because I think he got a brand new whip. So, I mean, he was like, while he whipping the main streets of Horry County, let me go ahead and type this right quick because I got stuff to do. All right. All right. We got Jason Weisberg. He said PNC Park. PNC Park is one of the best places to watch Major League Baseball. Coors Field does have a great view of the Colorado Rockies. So he picked 2 for 1. He said PNC and Coors Field.
I'd like to go to Coors.
Help me out.
Yeah.
PNC Field.
PNC Park.
PNC Park. Yeah.
Pirates.
Yeah.
They can't afford to pay their players. Why would anybody want to go to?
It is beautiful there, though. It's a great place to go see some minor league baseball.
Hey, man, I'm sad about O'Neal Cruz, man.
I'm going to opine a little bit on that later, too. Yeah.
All right. Moving right along. We got Leslie Cox. She says, so many. Augusta National, Paycom Center to see my Thunder at home, and Cameron Indoor. Blessed to see my teams play on away locales. Let's see. Would love to have them on their home turf. Having experienced it myself, I'll tell everyone they need to experience AT&T Stadium at least once. And she leaves a heart sign by that as well, too.
Oh, let me just a quick tear because we tried to make arrangements for the 3 of us to go to AT&T Stadium, and it ain't over. The stars didn't align at that moment of time, but it will happen one day.
Yeah,
we went to Heinz instead, right?
Yeah, we went to Heinz Field.
We did go to we went to Heinz Field. We went to Heinz. All right, what's it named now?
Asper Sturgeon Detergent Field.
Yeah, Abercrombie and Fitch Stadium.
Yeah. the big mustard bottle by the river. Yeah.
Acrisure.
Yeah. Acupuncture
Stadium.
Acupuncture Hashka Bishka. All right, moving right along. We got Tom Wynn. He said wherever the Browns play in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
All right. I'm pretty sure that same place that we're going to visit also has some unicorns and some rainbows.
Now be live. Remember, their quarterback is guaranteed money, so they are guaranteed a Super Bowl appearance. Have we learned nothing?
we learned something. That's a guaranteed ass lie. That's what that is.
The thing about it is that it still hurts me to this day That's my boy. Like, that's my dude. Like, I'm one of the biggest Deshaun Watson fans, but come on, Cleveland Browns. Haslam's, what are you doing? Oh, it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a long time. I hope you get to see it one day. I mean, if you just so happen to see the precursor to bacon just floating through the sky, then I mean, you get it. You get the precursor to bacon when pigs
fly.
fly.
I want my baby back. I ain't finna pay for that. All right, so Craig Burns, he says, I want to go to the newly renovated Beast Ninja in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, baby. I saw it with my own eyes this past weekend. It is a cool sight to see, man. It is a legit obstacle course.
Have we sent an invoice because he thinks he's getting free advertising by putting it in as the choice of the voices answer? We do have sponsorship slots, do we?
No, but that's not his gym. It's his son.
Yeah,
does the ninja stuff, but that's not their gym. That's my buddy in Myrtle Beach's gym. Craig's from Boston. So he's plugged. He's giving us a plug. Giving him a plug.
Oh, absolutely. But no, we definitely endorse Beast Ninja.
Yeah.
I would like to see the facility. I don't think I'm in a physical shape to explore all of the things that they have there, but it'd be interesting.
It's cool.
You know what?
It's cool.
I'm gonna get in shape. No, I'm gonna get in shape. I'm not gonna be this fat forever. Yes, it's gonna happen.
We're gonna have
you are.
We're gonna have us a Sports Bros challenge. How about that? We're gonna have us a Sports Bros challenge and invite everybody to join us. All right. Craig Burns also adds great gym.
That was Tom Wynn actually said that. He commented on there. I left it in there just because
gotcha.
It's funny to me.
All right. But Tom Wynn added, he said, great gym, but the spandex and yoga pants extravaganza across the street is something to behold.
You know what across the street is?
What's
Planet Fitness.
That's
what I'm talking about.
I left that right there because I knew I was going to get a good one. I knew I was going to get a good one.
He evidently likes looking at the spandex pants over Planet Fitness. That's what he's getting at.
Tom Wynn pull up in the parking lot wearing gym clothes, but just opting to sit in the car. Oh boy, look at that. Anyways, they're breaking a sweat looking at that girl.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Our Hall of Famer Uncle Maxie said, really want to attend an Army versus Navy football game for the entire experience.
Yeah, that would be cool. What stadium's at NBA Live? Where do they play those games?
They change venues each year. This year is actually going to be where the Patriots play. It's going to be in Massachusetts. It's going to be in what's the name of that stadium there?
Foxborough?
The big razor blade?
Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, yes. That's where the Army Navy game is going to be at in 2023. Uncle Max, I'm gonna do a solid. I'm gonna try my best. Because I want you to see it. Because I've had the luxury of being at two of them. And it literally is above and beyond an experience to see. Like the whole thing, I've had a chance to be a part of it. Then I'm gonna make an effort. I'm gonna see if we can work something out to get you to an Army Navy game for you. I'm gonna see if I can work out some connects. I may still know a couple people. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it'd be cool. I'd like to see it too. At least I think it'd be cool to be there at the beginning for the spectacle of the game and all that, and the pageantry of it, and then to watch 85 handoffs after that.
Do not. You will see.
Six passes and 85 handoffs.
I'm so sick of you. Why do you do this?
What are they doing?
True.
Scotty,
true.
Scotty, what are they doing? Are they running a wing tee like in high school?
Yeah, they're running the
and they go Eddie Cool. There you go, co-signing
fullback class.
200-pound pulling guard.
Yeah. You know you ain't got good credit, and you over here co-signing with this dude. But stop it. I'm so
200-pound pulling guard, 185-pound left tackle.
Wide right sprint to left. Wide right sprint to left.
Sorry, we have to run 1.5 miles in 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Sorry, yes, we don't get exemptions like the Air Force Academy gives out to. Yes, I said exactly what I said.
I would rather watch it than XFL. I give you that.
Oh boy.
There you go, throwing jabs again. You know,
I would. I'd rather watch Army Navy than XFL.
All right, so shout out.
I'd rather watch XFL than watch the Cowboys not make it every single year, but I'll have all these expectations.
No, you would.
Yeah,
no, you wouldn't. All right, what else we got, Eddie? Cool. Are we done?
Yeah, are you done? Yeah, shout out to Trey Dizzle, Jason Weisberg, Leslie Cox, Tom Wynn, Craig Burns. Tom Wynn's hella-fab response. It was funny as all outdoors because he's sitting in the gym with some 1976 gym shorts on and the socks with the colored high socks with that come up to the calves with the colored rings around them and the turned up chucks. Watch them girls playing the fitness. And Uncle Max are Hall of Fame for their contribution to this week's choices of the voices. Be live. Where you want to go?
Well, I mean, it was pictured. It's obvious. We just got off a match. I mean, Augusta National. That's the obvious answer. Now, to go a little outside of the box, because you would think this is something simple, but it isn't. And it's expensive. And I need a sponsor. And Panthers play there every year. Now, I want to go to Atlanta. I want to see that roof. I want to go in there and see that Chick-fil-A is closed during the football game for no reason. Man, that is like I really want to go see a game. It's not bucket list. I know I'm going to eventually go there, and God willing, allow me to live through this life, whatnot. One other I'm going to sneak in there that not anybody's really going to answer, but it's just a historical impact, and the fact that I'm going to go ahead and call it out there because my sister stays very close to there, and so I'll have a free place to stay. I want to see the U.S. Open in tennis at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Okay, that would be cool.
Okay,
that'd be real cool.
Would, because from everything I've heard, like the entire city like transforms because it's star-studded. You get to see tennis, and of course, seeing tennis is like I would want to see that, but it's one of those premier events, and just see. I would love to see that. I mean, we may have just missed the Williams sisters, so I mean, we'll be just a whole another group of batch of players that I don't really know anything about. But still, Arthur Ashe
I think B-Live, to your point, I think it would be cool to see pro tennis live because on TV it's just so expected that they're good. But I think it would be cool to see that with your own eyes, the speed of the ball and the movement and all that. I think that'd be a cool live event to see. I think it's a great answer.
So yeah, I want to throw that out there. I want to go with which one? Okay, let me put this also there. Which one is it? Okay, Mercedes-Benz Superdome is New Orleans.
Yep.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium is Atlanta.
Yep.
I'm gonna need them to figure that all out.
Yeah, it's too close. It's too close.
Yeah, so that's why I have to which one is it again? Stadium is Atlanta. Superdome is, and I think it's no longer Mercedes-Benz, actually. I lied. It's Caesars Superdome.
Yeah.
And they did change. Okay, that makes it easier. I just thought about that too as well. One place I am not going to go because it just sounds silly. It's always going to be the Staples Center in LA. What's this Crypto.com mess? Crypto.com.
That's right.
The Capcom BottleCaps.com stadium.
Yeah, I don't think I want to go there anymore either. I wanted to go to Staples Center. I don't think I want to go to the crypto place.
Oh, crypto. But I digress. What say you fellas? Where do you want to go?
I would like to see for NBA and NHL and any kind of like combat sport, I'd like to go to Madison Square Garden just because I've never been there. I've been to the outside of it and walked around, but I didn't see an event in there. For football, I would love to go to Lambeau. I've been to the Cowboy Stadium. I've been to Jerry World, which is very impressive. But Lambeau is a historic place. But I know Chicago is, I think, maybe older, but something about Lambeau just to me, I think it'd be cool to see, especially if Aaron Rodgers isn't playing there anymore. It'd be nice to get rid of him. For baseball, I'd love to go to Fenway, and I actually have that tentatively planned in June. I'm going up there, I think, with a buddy to see Yankee Sox in June. So can check that one off. And I was at Wrigley, and that was a really cool experience a few years ago to see Wrigley Field with your own eyes. And like you said, Augusta. And as much as I would love to see Augusta, I would love to go down there. To me, I have told you guys this before. I've always dreamt of going out to Pebble Beach. I've always wanted to see that golf course out in the West Coast. I think that'd be cool. So there's a couple. And was it T.N. Cox, Leslie Cox mentioned going to see the Cameron Crazies. That would be cool. I hadn't thought of that one, but
Cameron like indoor.
I'd like to go to the Cameron and to Chapel Hill. I'd like to see either of those college basketball venues. Oh, college football. I think I'd like to go to Michigan. I'd love to see go to that stadium. House. I'd love to go to the big house, sometimes. So what about you, Eddie Cool?
B-Live, didn't we pass by Pebble Beach at one time we was in California?
You know what? Yeah, we did. We did, because we were traveling down to one. We took the scenic route going down to one. I believe so.
Yeah.
I know we passed by like the hills and all that stuff and saw those ridiculously 20, 30, 40 million dollar houses. We took a trip to LA for a day, and I said, man, we got to go on the one. We got to go on the Pacific Coast Highway.
PCH, baby. PCH. That's what the best piece of driving. Oh my God. You're just
I forgot like the biggest one of them all. Old Trafford, the Theater of Dreams where Manchester United plays. How could I forget that one? I would love to go see some live soccer at the Theater of Dreams. Okay, Eddie, cool. Now it's your turn.
Hold the hell up. No, we're not going to. What we're not going to do
is go there. You're right. We're not going there. Yeah, we're not going there.
Okay, if you're going to go anywhere, we're going to Anfield, baby. Liverpool, baby. Come on. Let's not
that one too. Yeah.
I'm so sick. God. Every week.
Eddie Cole, where do you want to go?
Episode 199. I'm going
straight this out, Eddie Cole. Straight 200.
I'm 200 next week, y'all. 200. Make it a 201.
I got a few I want to go to. Matter of fact, I had an opportunity to go to a few of these, but I didn't. Number one, I really want to go to Fenway. And I think I can get there because when I lived in New Hampshire, I know some people that lived in a certain part of New Hampshire that moved down to that area. So Fenway is one. I got to go to Jerry World. I just got to go in there, just look up and see some things. That's a gimme. Jerry World is a gimme. Let's see. What is another one? Wrigley Field. Yep, Wrigley Field. Augusta National, just to get a $6 pimento cheese sandwich. Yeah, shout out to that menu. I like that menu. What's another one? The Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, because it's just the damn Superdome and you got to see it. And of course, Madison Square Garden. Reese, you told me you should work there. What's happening, buddy? Yeah, see if you can get us see if you get
a connection there.
Yeah, get us in Madison Square Garden. He said he used to work there, so I mean, we gonna see. We gonna see.
Yes, sir. Hey, Reese, we're out reaching out to you, brother. That would be nice. I'm gonna throw in this little honorable mention. TPC Sawgrass. I would love 17th hole. I would love to see this. I would like to be part of that. You been there?
Yeah, and sitting on 17. If I had to do it again, I probably would spend the whole day there because I was there for quite. I wanted to see the golf course when we walked around it, but 17 was cool. It's kind of like being in like a little mini stadium. The way it's all set, everyone's like sitting on the hillside and looking down. It's electric. Yeah, that was cool.
I'm just there for tragedy. Sploosh.
Yeah.
Sploosh. The island. Oh man. And so yeah, that I definitely want to throw that. I would and couple what was I about to say? Bucket list. I like 3 and 1. I wasn't lying about Anfield. going to a Liverpool game, but Wembley Stadium, AEW.
Ooh.
I just want to throw that plug out there. That would be nice to go to as well.
Yeah, it's such a long plane ride though. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's a long plane ride.
I have been like I've been past. I rode past Barclays in Brooklyn. That was really nice. On the outside, it was really nice. So I would love to see what it looks like on the inside. Being at I said, but then I mean they don't have any basketball players there left, so that's gonna be tough. So, man, this was a good question.
Yeah.
Great question.
Maybe this summer, Eddie, I'll shoot over and see a game at the what's the Guardian Stadium now called? It used to be Jacobs Field.
Progressive.
Yeah.
Yep. And whenever you do, just let me know.
Okay.
Be live. You coming too. Be live. You coming too.
All right. Okay. Well, let's do it. I'm here for it.
Scotty D, what's on tap for next week's choices of the voices?
All right. Special question for special episode. Out of B Live and Eddie Cool, who is your second favorite sports bro? Between B Live and Eddie Cool, who is your second favorite sports bro? And that'll give us something to talk about next week.
Why do we even allow him to do
that?
This
ain't
silliness?
The damn question. That ain't what we discussed.
Hell no, you just we're second fiddle.
Rank them in order, second and third between B Live and Eddie Cool.
The
between second and third, not one and two.
No. What we're not gonna do since he ain't gonna act right. The question that he wanted to ask, the question that we're going to ask is, who do you have winning it all in the NBA playoffs?
Good question.
That's what we're gonna do, because there ain't no way we're gonna just concede and say that Scotty D is your favorite personality. We talked about that, but the way he worded it is just wrong. This is not a popularity contest. We are three bros. By the fan, for the fan, we're all in it together. We got to have one. We cannot have one without the other. We've tried this solo dolo, and two of us. It just don't fit right. It's got to be all three of us. You got to have the forehead of creatives. You got to have him. You got to have the readers on. Got to have the readers on, and of course, your boy, and all my sound effects. Yes,
a special treat for our listeners next week. I think we might have this episode with me going solo. It might just be me next week. Just as a special treat.
The hopes, we are in hopes that next week for our 200th episode that we would have our very own Hall of Famer, Uncle Max, on the show with us to make it extra special. He's been with us. He's A1 from day one. Yeah, We'd love to have you on the show. So we gotta work out the scheduling situationals and whatnots.
Oh Lord, it's episode 200 next week. You hear that? 200 coming right at you.
100.
All right, that's been it for this week's Choices of the Voices. Come back for that next week. Coming up next, Around the Pepper. Ain't nobody sneezing, but the pollen is flying. We'll be right back.
Okay, boys, let's bring it home with a round of pepper.
Well, you heard the woman. It's time for us to go home and get what I call the hell up out of here. But before we go, Around the Pepper, you know how we do it. 3 topics, rapid fire style, kind of sort of not really, here to engage, enlighten, educate, and entertain. The 4 E's in no particular order. With that being said, I will go first. On this day in history, back in 1996, the Detroit Red Wings become the second team in NHL history to win 60 games. Most recently, the Tampa Bay Lightning did that. And this season, the sole record holder of the most games won in the history of the NHL regular season go to the Boston Bruins, and they win 63 games this season. They're going to play all this hard hockey. And you know what happened the last time somebody won 60 games? Over to you, Scotty.
They didn't do very good.
No,
didn't know. When the brooms brought out for good Lord, yeah. It was ugly.
Yeah. Over to you, Scotty D.
All right, so I want to give a kind of sad and good news, bad news the deal with the Pirates, and you kind of alluded to it already, Eddie Cool. O'Neal Cruz of the Pirates on Sunday in a collision at home plate fractured his left ankle. He's out indefinitely.
Oh,
He was off to a good start. This is the kid we were all excited about last year. The shortstop, he's like 7'9" and just lightning bat speed and a home run power swing. And he got off to a decent start. He finished up the season last year. Also going on in Pittsburgh, right before that happened, the Buccos actually been winning a couple games. They swept the Red Sox last week and then took 2 out of 3 of the White Sox. But a very heartwarming situation happened in the Pirates home opener on Friday afternoon against Chicago. Andrew McCutchen stepped to the plate in a Pirates uniform for the first time in years, and he got such an overwhelmingly warm standing ovation, such a warm welcome that the catcher actually kind of delayed, took a little step out to the pitcher to communicate. It kind of gave Andrew McCutchen his moment, and he's usually a pretty stoic guy, and you could just see he was kind of the emotion that was brought up with him. And promptly on the first pitch, base hit to right field. It was awesome. It was exciting. McCutchen steps to the plate and gets hit, and then he got picked off of first base. And that's just Pirate stuff for you. Just Pirates being Pirates for you there. But oh man, just when there was a little beam of optimism, O'Neal Cruz down with an injury, and that's it for the Buccos. Be live.
All right, this is going to be pretty cut and dry. I'm going to stick with a little baseball myself because the pitch clock strikes again, and it strikes in an amazingly funny fashion because history's already been made because Ohtani Shohei Ohtani. He is the first player to get a pitch clock violation as a pitcher and as a batter in the
same game.
You can't, right? No, was it the same game? Yes, it was. As a pitcher and as a batter, pitch clock violation. He gets a ball in one, gets a strike in the other. Shohei Ohtani, Eddie Cool, the ball.
Hey, but just to throw a quick one out on that. They're going to be paying a lot of money for Shohei Ohtani. Maybe that's why the Angels are not paying this year for their announced team to go to away games. You know, they're still doing their play-by-play from TV monitors.
What?
Because they are trying to say, they say that it's not financially responsible, and it costs $200,000 a year to send the announced team to away games, and they're not doing it. So I guess they're saving every nickel for Shohei Ohtani's upcoming contract.
So they're gonna be sitting at the house,
just like you know how everybody did in 2020 during the COVID season. Yeah, the announced teams would go to away games.
Yeah, they're gonna be sitting at the computer with their Angel shirts on, and they're gonna be like having a pair of shorts on and drawers on. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, come on, like
do better for real.
I'm telling you, I tell you what, that's cheap as cheap. Trying to sell your team on having these two lifetime players, once a lifetime players, Ohtani and Trout, and the announcers can't go watch them play in person unless they're at home.
Wow, they got to stay home the entire season. Yeah, they love to go to Seattle. All right, my second pepper point: the beginning of one career and the end of another. In the NBA, Kenny Lofton Jr. Name sounds familiar, but I did my research. Nah, Kenny ain't his daddy. His daddy is a man named Kenny from Texas, and his daddy was a serviceman. Shout out to them. All right, so Kenny Lofton Jr., he scored 42 points in his first start for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, Kenny Lofton Jr. has been a pretty big deal, tearing it up in the G League, and they say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and flip your contract. We're going to bring you up. And, 6'7", big dude, young, can move around real nimble on his feet. Watch out for Kenny Lofton Jr. in the future. And a blast from the past, good old Udonis Haslem. At one point, I forgot he was still even playing in the damn NBA. He scores 24 points in the final game of his 20-plus year career with the Miami Heat. The beginning and the end. It's a beautiful thing to see one sunset go down and another sun start to rise. Over to you, Be Live.
No. I'm gonna let Scotty D step in. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why.
Over to you, Scotty D.
You trying to put me? I understand. We don't.
Batting out of order.
Yeah.
All right. This is a kind of a heartwarming story here. an emotional story. But Sam Bennett, as we mentioned earlier, the amateur that played in the Masters, and I think he finished in the top 10 or whatever it was. It was a brilliant performance for the 23-year-old amateur. But evidently, he said that he took up golf to impress his dad, and his dad passed away a few years ago from Alzheimer's. And if you get a close up of his wrist, you can see he has a tattoo, and it looks like somebody just like scribbled like a cheat sheet. But what it is actually a copy of the last thing his dad ever wrote down, and it says, "Don't wait to do something." And I guess it took him a long time to be able to write that out, but it was advice that his father was giving his son before he passed away. And Bennett said he keeps that on his arm. Well, I mean, it's tattooed permanent, but he looks at that, he checks that out, and he always says that's going to stick with him, and that meant the world to him because it something reminds him about getting his father's approval. And I just thought that was an incredibly heartwarming story to see this kid who's coping with the loss of his father just 2 years ago in 2021, I believe he passed away, and then making such an incredible splash at the Masters. So wish all the best of luck to that kid. Hope he has a long, successful career on the PGA Tour. Be live. Over to you.
Gotcha. My second pepper point comes from yet another spring football league. And I want to make a special announcement to all of our listeners that this on the Sports Bros podcast will be the exclusive. No, it won't. I just made this up. But we will be the home of all things Fayetteville Mustangs. Fayetteville Mustangs, they travel down to Orlando, play the Amway Center against the Orlando Predators in the National Arena League. Oh. And they win the first game of the season, 68-43. National Arena League football, Fayetteville Mustangs. Your boy, the Almighty be live. Yes, sir, Eddie Cool. The ball.
Fayetteville Mustangs, is that what it is?
The Fayetteville
Mustangs.
It's Stang. All right, so here we go. Breaking news, fresh off the presses, and I also did have a third and final pepper point. Report dropped by Joseph Zucker on Twitter /Beach Report. Cliff Kingsbury, he is back from Thailand doing God knows what to God knows who. He's got a job. He expected to join the USC coaching staff to work with Caleb Williams and the quarterbacks. And according to the article, for the second time in his coaching career, Cliff Kingsbury is joining the USC staff. The NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported the former Arizona Cardinals head coach will develop the Trojans quarterbacks, a group that includes Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams. I even forgot he won a damn award. Cliff Kingsbury originally signed on with USC following the 2018 season, but left weeks later to accept the head coaching job for the Arizona Cardinals. Stay tuned. Cliff Kingsbury got another job. He want more money. Full of that Thailand. He back. Over to you, Scotty D.
All right. Did you guys hear about the game between the Chattanooga Lookouts and the Rocket City Trash Pandas? Have you heard about this one?
I did, but tell the people, Scotty D. Tell them.
The Rocket City Trash Pandas threw a no-hitter and lost 7-5.
Wow.
Now last year the Buccos lost, or they won a game, but they didn't get a hit. But in this game, in the seventh inning of the first game of a doubleheader in minor leagues, it was a 7-inning game. The Trash Pandas were leading 3-0 going into the seventh, and then here's what happened: a walk, a pop out, a strikeout, and then another walk, and then an error, pop up, dropped in center field, 2 runs scored. Then a hit by pitch, loads the bases with a 3-3 tie. Then another hit by pitch, and then another hit by pitch, and then a walk, and then a wild pitch, another hit by pitch, and a strikeout. And before you know, it was 7-3. Trash Pandas did manage to get 2 more runs, but they lost 7-5. Seven runs?
Wow.
On a no-hitter?
Wow.
That is, and it all happened in 1 inning. That's unbelievable. That's the beauty of minor league baseball. Be live. Take us home.
Oh, man. And third and final pepper point, since Scotty D over here stealing mine.
Were you going to talk about that?
Absolutely.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
I kid you not. But no, I come with a backup, though, because it was Masters Week. Man, can you imagine having land near Augusta National?
Mm-hmm.
And Augusta National, you know what I'm saying? It started off as just a normal golf course, 18 holes. They continue to expand, they grow in prestige and everything. But they said that, but one particular owner says, nope, we're not budging. I don't care how much money you throw at us, millions and millions of dollars. Augusta National spent over $200 million purchasing over 100 properties covering 270 acres since 1999. But one family will not budge. They said they got land, they got a house, they've raised their kids, their grandkids there. They are not moving. They don't care about the noise. Baby. We staying here. We got prime position just to see all the noise that goes on at Augusta National, a tradition.
Unlike any other.
And we're not going anywhere. Yes, sir.
And they said that is the end of that. We all get our pepper points in, fellas?
Yeah. Hey, yes. Did you hear the news? I might be wrong again. Maybe Lamar Jackson is coming back because Odell Beckham signed. Now, why would he sign with a team to play with Snoop Hundley or whatever the guy's name is?
For $15 million.
Snoop Hundley. You said Snoop Hundley.
he gotta have an inside track. He gotta know something. You wouldn't just take that deal, would you?
15
but why would you give it to him?
Up to $18 million?
If you're the Ravens, why are you giving him? Why are you paying Odell Beckham, a one-legged receiver, catching from a no-armed quarterback? You gotta have something cooking there. There got to be some behind-the-scenes progress being made. I don't know.
It got to be. Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. And in closing, it's been another episode of the Sports Bros Podcast. Do something nice for yourself. And if you can, do something nice for someone else. They'll greatly appreciate it. Now, more than ever, be a blessing, not a burden. This is the Sports Bros Podcast. Scotty D, go to bed, get some rest. Be live. I'm going to holler at you later, and I'm out.
And don't forget to let us know who your second and third favorite
yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. We up out of here. All right. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching and listening to the Sports Bros Podcast. 200 next week. We'll see. Hey, it's Eddie Cool here from the Sports Bros Podcast. And do you want some more of the Sports Bros Podcast in your life? Wait a minute. Don't answer that. The answer is yes. And I know you want some more of the Sports Bros Podcast in your life. Do us a small favor. Go to the description box, click our Linktree link, and you'll see all the links on how to follow the Sports Bros Podcast. Once again, thanks for listening.